Do you, you have painted portraits in the past, but is it something that you would like to grow? And how do you go about starting painting somebody's portrait?
For a start, you've got to ask someone if they would like to have it done.
And a lot of people
I think they do actually, because, well, no. I mean, when you're painting, you're talking to the person as well. So there's a great conversation going on. It's very unconscious, and it's kind of battle that will go on during this, you know.
And how do you go, just talk us through the process of painting someone's portrait. So you've got the okay.
Well, you've got to get the ground right. You've got to get the right colour down first in the place, and then in the first place, and then I'll probably do it in charcoal first.
So what is the right colour? You're saying the right colour.
Well, it's a honey colour. In fact, here it is. I'm thinking of doing one of Warwick. So there it is. That's basically the colour when you eventually.
And is that just for portraits, or could that be for a landscape?
Oh, it is to kill the white, so that when you put the white on, it will sit better.
Okay.
So this is what I'm going to start off with this. In fact, this is the one I did of you, which I'm quite happy with this.
But that was over that was one sitting.
Well, one sitting, and then
photographs.
I used some photographs because, don't forget, people are not always available. But most of this, you saw it, was done in the first hour.
Yes, it was.
And then I just fiddled with it with some little bit of reference. So it's something right about it.
Could you just turn it to the back so we can see the back?
Oh yeah,
and just describe what goes on at the back of an
Well, you've got a stretcher which is made, because I have these made. These wedges are put in. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then they attach this linen canvas which is primed, stapled, and also they are tacked as well down there. And these, to stop it flapping away, because temperatures change this tension, you just bang these in so that it pushes these out, so it stretches it equally. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, trying to equal with it, and that's it. This is basically what canvases should look like and do look like. And obviously you paint on the prime side.
So if we go back to the primed first on the board there, and that can be for landscape or...
Yeah, you can paint any subject.
So what about illustrations then? When you go to do an illustration...
I wouldn't do that one.
So
right,
do you do an
okay.
illustration?
So let's move on to... this is one we did the other day. With this girl, I think her name was Isabel. And this is Charlie, who lives down the road here. And first time he's ever acted with a professional model. Mm-hmm. And he said, okay, I'll do it. And this is them in a scene, is it Times Square, New Year's Eve, with fireworks going on, a celebration.
And who's
in New York.
And what is it? Is it a book or a short
story?
No,
this is one illustration, one of 4. This is the second one for a magazine.
And it's
from a story.
Book.
It's from a novel.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I don't know where it is at the moment. And I'm doing 4 illustrations of this novel to put in a magazine. In fact, this is.
And who's the author?
Well, it's Danielle Steele.
Danielle Steele.
okay, and I've done 4 illustrations, and this is going to be put in a magazine in Scandinavia, right? Now, interestingly, I've got here the shoot. So there's Charlie with the model in the studio. In fact, Paul did the photographs. I'll try and get that so that you can see. And they're very happy, celebration. They're acting out. We've lit them. And here we've got the reference of Times Square.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So what we do, we light them like the lighting in this.
Yes.
So when we put it together,
It's the same.
it looks like they're really there. And that is a blow up, because I need to get the faces right, I have to have blown up shots of them.
And so that's all your reference for that particular
Yeah, so here
illustration.
is the reference, and this is how we did it.
And then what have you painted on to?
Right, it's called £300 or something. It's very thick watercolour paper, which I've gessoed, because don't forget I use oil paint on all my illustrations. I never use anything else. Don't like acrylics.
Why don't you like acrylic?
Because they're just plastic paint. Doesn't have any feel, and it dries very quickly, and it's like a rubbery, awful. So oil paint for me, never ever used other than oil paint, and it dries very quickly. I don't understand all these things that you can't work. I mean, this is dry in hardly any time at all. We use different medias and stuff, and this creates a texture which is a bit like a canvas texture, because it's got this is a rough, what's called a rough texture, and then you sand it down, and then you just paint straight into that. So underneath this, I've also got this honey colour underneath them,
But
not
it's
necessarily up
but
here.
it's not as dark as that colour there.
No, I don't go that
Canvas,
dark,
no.
no, because I've got a really
So for the illustrations, it's a lighter
Yeah,
colour.
yeah.
Okay. And
Just-
how long did it take you to do that particular
Well,
illustration?
I've been I used to do 2 a week, but I do 1 a week now.
And
I used to do 3 a week.
don't you think it's a shame, because you've just shown us the book cover,
Yeah.
that book covers today are not illustrations?
Well, look. This is the main girl in it, who I hired to play Big Girl, and she's really cute, very lovely, happy. And the first illustration, the first illustration is this one, so I might as well get her. This is it. This is the first
Okay.
part.
But isn't it a shame that illustration couldn't have been used on the actual book cover?
Well, they don't do that anymore, as you know. They stop painting on book covers now. They use photographs. They get it from an agency, and they just buy it, rent it, and then they've cut out the artist completely.